50 years ago, the Beatles released their song All You Need Is Love. It came at the end of the Summer of Love, and while youth culture was undergoing a revolution, a similar one was happening in churches. Connie Fisher's been to find out what happened when two worlds collided back in the 1960s.
This must be the world's best known zebra crossing.
And it leads to the world's most famous recording studio, Abbey Road, where the Beatles, Oasis, Pink Floyd have all recorded. However, it's also home to some of the most popular recordings of modern worship music.
Christian singer-songwriter Matt Redman recorded his top 10 album, Unbroken Praise, here, in the very same studio as the Beatles. But that's not the only connection between pop music and praise, as I found out when I met Christian record producer Les Moyer.
In the early 60s, or actually in the 50s, everybody was making music. All the young people were in bands. But then in the Salvation Army, there was a group called the Joy Strings, who were really basically like a skiffle band. They recorded here at Abbey Road. They recorded these songs that were in the charts. The Joy Strings were in their uniforms, making new music.
Okay, so did the Beatles really influence contemporary worship music?
The Beatles, they inspired a generation to find their voice and to start to write their own songs. You know, it said in the Psalms, it says, "Sing unto the Lord a new song." And so that message kind of spread it and encouraged the Christian songwriters to do that. And a famous phrase from one of the modern hymn writer called Graham Kendrick, and he said that his greatest inspirations in the 60s were the Beatles and the Baptist hymn book.
And because the Beatles song All You Need Is Love is 50 years old this summer, we've asked musician Ken Burton to make a brand new arrangement of the song.
Ken, you're a gospel guru. Some people consider All You Need Is Love as an urban hymn. What do you reckon?
The heart of the gospel message indeed is love. Love to God, love to each other. So in that sense, it does what a hymn does, which is connects us to something deeper and something greater, and something which unifies and connects us.
So all you need is love and music?
All you do need is love, and as cliched and as light as that might sound, it's a much deeper concept. Love indeed runs deep, and it's what the world certainly always needs and needs very much today.
There's nothing you can say, but you can learn to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can be made. There's nothing you can save that can be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn to be your in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Ooh. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that isn't known. There's nothing you can see that isn't shown.
Nowhere you can be, which isn't where you were meant to be. It's easy.
All you need is All you need is love. Deep down in your soul, all you need is love. Oh, all you need is love. Love, love is all you need. Love is patient, love is kind. Love is all you need. Oh, love is all you need.
A famous song from the famous Abbey Road studios there. And if you'd like to enjoy songs of praise from another iconic venue, then make sure you've got your tickets for our annual Big Sing happening at the Royal Albert Hall on September the 10th. For details, you can go to our website, bbc.co.uk/songs of praise.
Back here at New Wine, the organisers take pride in being as inclusive as possible. And that leads to some inspiring partnerships being formed behind the scenes.
Billy, how long have you been on the team at New Wine?
3 years.
So what do you enjoy about it?
Yeah, I like the music.
Oh, the music's great.
Yeah.
And where do you help on team, Billy? Which team do you help with?
The Left Cafe.
The Flavour Cafe?
Yeah.
And what do you do there?
Cheese coffees, cakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like hot chocolates with marshmallows.
Hot chocolates with squirty cream, they're the best, aren't
Yeah.
they? Really tasty.
Yeah, with too much calories.
Too many calories.
Naomi, why do you do it? Why do you enjoy it?
Really love it, and I love it because God's heart is for everybody, and I think everybody is within his kingdom, and as New Wine we want to be reflecting that in everything that we do, just enabling people across site to be able to connect with God in different ways, whether it's bouncing on a gym ball or playing with rice, but it enables them to engage with what's going on.
Meanwhile, New Wine Ian Grassmeder and his family get to enjoy their time here thanks to the team of British Sign Language interpreters led by Hannah Robinson.
I like the access that I have here, because if I go to church I'm on my own, I might have subtitles or a lot of information, but having the interpreters here means I can fully absorb everything, and it really helps my faith.
Hannah, why is it you do this?
I really got into sign language by seeing interpreters at Christian events, and throughout my whole journey of learning sign language and becoming an interpreter, it's been important to me that I want to serve God in this way. I really love being part of the deaf community, the deaf Christian community, and it's great to work with other Christian interpreters and to provide access to God's word.
Does it give you a slightly different perspective on what's being said or sung?
Songs are essentially poetry a lot of the time, and so that's very challenging to interpret into another language, so we're constantly looking for the meaning.
Would you agree with that, Ian? Do you feel that expression, especially in worship songs?
Yeah, through worship it's very important, because deaf people need to worship as well as anyone else.